like, well, nobody's going to really care. I'm not Target. I'm not the Oscars. I'm not Louis Vuitton. I'm not, Land Rover. I'm not all these big fancy brands. So why should I bother? But that's the wrong mindset.
Welcome to the Social Sunshine Podcast. I'm your hostess, Brittany Crossan, and I'm here to help you build a brand, make an impact, and have some fun on social media. I'm the owner of Fun Love Media, a social media and podcasting agency in Houston, Texas. This show is for social media creators, social media managers, and small business owners that want to stand out on social media and beyond. Please know that this show could include some grown-up language here or there. Let's get started.
Yo. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Social Sunshine Podcast. I am your hostess, Brittany Cross, and welcome back to another episode. I want to talk to you about the power of the Oscars brand, the Academy Awards, and other big brands, and about building a brand on social media and how amazing that can be for your business, for your life, and all the things. I find it so fascinating, honestly, the Oscars thing recently, because I've been hearing about it as I'm recording this. We're in like late January 2024, and the nominations came out recently, and the awards show will be happening soon. And I don't pay as much attention to the Oscars as I did in years past. I was always like an aspiring actor. I wanted to work in Hollywood, so of course you pay attention to these things. But I do pay a little attention, and I watch the show every year. And I just was seeing all the buzz about it and really just thinking about what an incredible brand that is. I mean, whether you like to watch the show or not, or whether you care about Hollywood or not, it's a really powerful brand. And it's just so amazing how it's built up to where this is like the ultimate honor in their industry, right? Just like there's big honors in all different kinds of industries. And it's because this brand has been built up. It's not because the people that get nominated for Oscars are necessarily the best in the entire world, right? Because it's opinions, and there's tons of talented people out there and all this stuff. But because, you could say I was nominated for an Oscar, the reason why this is such a big deal is because they have built up this really powerful, impactful brand. And it's very similar to something like, Target or something like Louis Vuitton. Like, there's really big brands out there that have done such an excellent job creating something that people recognize and people look up to and aspire to and really value in all the ways, right? And we have this opportunity in present day to share our brands on social media, and even a small business can do that, and you do it in your own way. You may not be as big as Target or as big as the Oscars, and that's okay. You can still create this brand and share about it publicly with anybody in the world that wants to check it out. It's just, to me, still really exciting to think about this, and I think that people are still trying to catch on to this. A lot of business owners and a lot of people building their own brands still haven't really embraced the fact that you can build a brand on social media and you can do huge things for your business and for your life as a human. And it's branding has been a thing for a long time. I mean, the first Oscar ceremony was in 1929, and I mean, granted, it's not going to take all of us 100 years to build a brand, but their brand was really probably solid many years ago. It probably just took them, a few years to really stand strong in that. And I just think that this is something that maybe a smaller business, like I was saying, you don't have to be as big as Target or the Oscars or whatever. I think that maybe a smaller business doesn't realize, a business owner doesn't realize that you can even really have this approach for a smaller business, or it's like, well, nobody's going to really care. I'm not Target. I'm not the Oscars. I'm not Louis Vuitton. I'm not, Land Rover. I'm not all these big fancy brands. So why should I bother? But that's the wrong mindset. A lot of things when it comes to social media, if you've been listening to the show for a while, I talk about mindset, because that's a huge part of it. It's kind of like you kind of like have like therapy moments with yourself, right? Whenever you decide to step up and share your brand, share your business, share yourself on social media. And if your mindset isn't right, and if you're thinking really small, then that's how it's going to be. It's going to be small. And what I mean is not as impactful. As far as numbers go, that's a whole other story, and we don't got time to talk about that in this episode. But I think that if you can take this approach of like, how can I build a brand, and not just your fonts and your logo and your colors, which are all fantastic, but I mean deeper than that. How can I build a brand as an individual, as a personal brand, or as a business brand, either one, and use social media to project that out into the world and to attract people to it and to build business and to network and meet people and gain opportunities and give opportunities and help others and all the things that you do with social media, right? And I want you to think about it like in a way of basically like kind of like recognition, kind of like think if you're like, I'm 43. So if you're close to my age range ish or older, then you remember, back in the day before social media. Okay. And so people that had people or companies that had a big brand or a recognizable brand, or even a smaller one, but like just something, solid. It was really about the fact that we saw it over and over and over again, right? But we saw it on a TV commercial or on a billboard or in the yellow pages or on the flyers that they would hang on your door. But the brands that were really building and really just like, fucking going for it were showing up in front of us somehow. And it's different than how it is now, but that's what they were doing, right? Well, nowadays you're still doing that. You're still going to show up, right? Because people need to see your brand, your business, whichever is applicable to you. People need to see it. But now we do it in this other way, and it's digital, and you can do it from your phone. You don't even have to have a bunch of fancy stuff, and you have to remember, like when you see something over and over and it's built up and it's marketed and it's talked about and it's branded, you understand what experience you're going to have when you shop there or when you buy that thing. You understand like maybe what the brand stands for and what the vibe is, how it makes you feel, how it makes the customers feel, and all of that stuff deeper than just the colors. But the aesthetics matter as well. The visuals matter as well. When you have that, like, that's the most powerful thing, and you have the ability, you have this thing, this tool, if you're watching the video, you see me. If you're not, if you're listening, I'm holding a smartphone up. You have this amazing thing at your fingertips where you can do this. So
Small Biz Social Society is a content creation community for mission-driven small business owners that are using social media to make a positive impact on the world. I created this community in 2020 to bring together my fellow world changers that run businesses and have a strong presence on social media. And starting January 8th, 2024, you can join the community for free. Yep, the membership cost is going from $18 per month to absolutely free. Zero, zilch, nada. If you're a business owner or in leadership at a business, a social media manager, or a content creator, you are welcome to join our community of creative, intelligent, fun entrepreneurs. The free membership includes access to 4 online events in 2024 that will focus on intermediate to advanced level content creation strategies, our monthly email newsletter that will be jam-packed with resources and detailed tips, and our private Facebook group where you can network, support, and reach out for help. We'll be talking social media, email marketing, YouTube, podcasting, and more. Plus, all members are invited to attend our annual in-person conference, Social Success. Our next one will be held in Austin, Texas in May of 2024. Small Biz Social Society is the best community for intermediate and advanced level content creators that are always leveling up and making a positive impact on the world. Head to smallbizsocialsociety.com to join.
If you want to really get into this whole building a brand on social media thing. I'm going to give you a few things if you haven't done that before, or you need to really revisit that conversation with yourself. I want to give you a few things to think about and to consider when you're doing that. Okay. In my membership, we in Small Biz Social Society, we have actually like a brand foundation worksheet that we put together. That's really helpful if somebody's never done this before. But you can either look at, like, if you're in there, you can go look at that, that worksheet and get it for free. It's also free to be a member, by the way. In 2024, we opened up membership for free. So you don't have to pay. It used to be a paid membership. You can go to smallbizsocialsociety.com. You can enroll for free. And then in the Facebook group that's for the community is the worksheet that I'm talking about. But look at that worksheet, but also just hear me out. Do a few things to really feel like you're like setting up a brand foundation for yourself. You're going to do a few things. You're going to think of some adjectives. I love this one because it's very easy to do. And it's fun. And start just like a brain dump of adjectives, like words that you want to just to be words that describe your brand. Okay. Like, what matters to you? Do you want it to be fun? Do you want it to be exciting? Do you want it to be thoughtful? Do you want it to be calming? Whatever you want it to be, and just like brain dump that. And then you're going to start eliminating down and editing that list down to where you have maybe your like top 5, I'd say, adjectives for your brand. And please, if you're a small brand, do this. This is not just for big companies, okay? And you're going to have your like top 5 adjectives, somewhere around there, 4, 5, 6 of these. And what you're going to do is, like, you're going to, if you're an organized person and you have this maybe up on the wall, or you have this on in a file on your phone that's easy to look at, or on your computer, or on your like home screen of your computer, or just something, you want to have it, easy to access these words that you've chosen. And then every time you post to social media, make sure that you can use at least one of those words, preferably more, to describe that piece of content that you're sharing. I mean, really, it's simple, but it's not always easy. It's simple, but it's not always easy. And there's a difference. But it's a really great way to keep you on track and to really start like forming that strong brand, so that you're keeping things focused for the audience, and you're making sure you're staying on track, because it's not easy to stay on track. We can get off, right? We can get off track, whenever it comes to, well, anything, but when it comes to social media, it's easy. You might get caught up and want to try some sort of a trend, but it really like has nothing to do with what you're trying to do over here in your brand. And so we got to keep ourselves together, like check ourselves, so that's going to really help you do that with your brand. And the worksheet I'm talking about also has other things that you can fill out, like who you're trying to help, and why you're doing what you're doing, and why did you start, and all that. And all those things are important, writing out the story of your brand, like the story, just write a freaking paragraph. Like, why did you even start your business? What inspired it? It doesn't have to be groundbreaking and life-saving whenever you write this story. It's okay if it's something kind of simple. It's okay, but you have to have these thoughts together, the story of it, right? And then you can actually write it out or type it out, have it in the notes in your phone, in a document in your computer, whatever, and have that story written out. Like, I was inspired to start my business by blah, blah, blah. And this is what I went through to get started. It was not easy. I only had one customer at first, blah, blah, like you really kind of give that story in about a paragraph or so. And then you have it available, because then you're also going to use pieces of that for your social media content. You can always revert back to like your brand's story that you actually wrote yourself, so that way when you are sharing posts on social media, you can be like, I really want to share like this part of the story, like kind of like go back, read your brand story and be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to share that. I'm going to talk about that first day whenever I had like that crappy office or whatever, right? And then you might actually create a piece of social media content about that particular experience, which is part of your story. All right. So there's all these different little activities and tasks that you can do to help build a good brand foundation. And then once you graduate past that and you want to get into the visuals and stuff, you can hire someone to do your branding when it comes to that, and really dig deeper. And when you're ready for that, to really choose those colors and those fonts and, your website, and really even dig deeper in the brand story thing and making sure the messaging is right and the whole shebang, right? So that's a whole other deal, but you have to get started somewhere. And even if you have already done all those things with a professional, it's really, really smart to check yourself every once in a while. And sometimes change is needed in brands, and that's totally fine. But sometimes it's not, and we just lose our focus. And like I said, just like get off track. So you want to have that kind of stuff going on, and like have these documents, have these notes, have all this kind of stuff organized to keep you focused on what needs to be focused for your brand to accomplish all of your goals. And you're sharing about it on social media all the time. And it's so powerful. The fact that, like, the simple fact actually, that by someone seeing you, your business, your brand, the work you're doing, whatever it is you're sharing on social media, simply by them seeing it on a regular basis, just that helps keep you top of mind, so that then they're going to remember, oh yeah, that's right, Sally has a carpet cleaning business. Oh, that's right, Joe has a financial advisor or whatever, right? It's because you've shared and you've kept your name out there. That's what it is. Like, I think that it's just really overcomplicated by a lot of people and by a lot of businesses, or a lot of quote unquote experts. There's so many social media experts out there. And it just doesn't have to be so complicated. I understand that you may not be some sort of professional, fantastic marketer, because honestly, the majority of the population isn't. It's just a natural thing. It's okay, right? But it doesn't have to, even though you're maybe hire people once you get at the right place down the line to do all these really cool things, it doesn't have to always be so big and complicated and elaborate and difficult, right? It really is just about following those things in that worksheet, like I was talking about, filling that out so that you just have some simple things to revert back to reference back to keep you on track, to really feel like you've got your fucking shit together, and showing up, like sharing content that's of some sort of value, even if it's very simple, on a regular basis. The end. Like, this is a way that a really even small business can build up a really powerful brand on social media. And whether someone finds you on social media, like that's the first time they found your brand somehow through that, or they found you elsewhere, but then they go to look at your social media to check it out. Either way, you want to have a good, solid, strong presence there. You want to build that brand so that way they can look at that content and they can be reminded of how great you are if they've already bought from you, right? Or they can start to learn and understand what it's like to work with you and to buy your thing. How is it going to make them feel? How did it make these other clients feel? Do they seem like they know what the hell they're doing? Right? Are they leaders in their industry? Are they these are the things that somebody's going to get from looking at your brand on social media. And it's really cool. It's really fucking cool. So you don't have to be the Academy Awards. You don't have to be Target. You don't have to be Louis Vuitton. You just have to take these simple steps to have that brand foundation, and then be willing to put it out into the world on a regular basis. If you got to hire it out, you got to hire it out. Cool. If you don't, you don't. Whatever's best for you. But I just believe in this so, so deeply. And I just know there's so many small businesses out there that are missing out on this opportunity and really overcomplicating things. And then the lack of results, substantial, big, dramatic results, in a very short period of time makes people think that it's not like working. But that's not the case. It's very difficult to measure results on social media. Yeah, we can have analytics and we can see like how many people have viewed that video and how many new followers you got this month or whatever, right? Like, of course we can look at some analytics, but ultimately it's difficult to measure those results, especially in a very short period of time. So you have to commit to this, and it has to be a long-term and ongoing thing, like forever for your brand. And it's going to strengthen your brand and your business, and it could really quite literally transform your life. That's what's happened to me. And I'm so thankful for the opportunity. So I hope that this talk was helpful. I hope that you will be building that brand on social media and do it. Get in front of those eyeballs, make them familiar with you, help them understand what you're all about, what your business is about, and how they're going to feel when they work with you, and how great it all is and how interesting it all is. Do all of these things. I'm telling you, I wish you so much luck with this. If you ever have any questions about any topics on this show, please reach out. The Social Sunshine Podcast is on all of the things. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube. Please reach out with your questions, leave them in the comments, send a DM. And also you can go to our website, socialsunshinepodcast.com, if you want to learn more about the show. And I always want to help you, and I always take your feedback. And if you have topic requests or ideas or anything that we can help you with, please, please, please send them our way. I am happy to help in any way that I possibly can. Thank you so much for listening and for watching, and I'll talk to you later.